Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of March 28th, 2022. I'm Catherine Haleko, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Nicole Eridix.
Hi there.
Every week, we chat about the things parents are talking about, complaining about, and obsessing about right now. This week, we're complaining about YouTube at school and obsessing about a new source of FOMO for college students. We also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today, we're talking about daylight saving time.
Oh my.
As you might have heard that right after we sprung forward 2 weeks ago, the Senate voted to make daylight saving time permanent in a year and stop all the back and forth. So what do you think about this possibility? I feel like parents do not care for daylight saving time. It messes with our kids' schedule and sleep. I mean, my child is a teenager, but missed school on the day after the daylight saving time because he was kind of sick. And then that just added, that little hour of jet lag to it. And he just could not get up. So I'm for it. I mean, I did read that in the article that I was reading about this, it said that the law. So first of all, it's passed in the Senate. It would have to get passed in the House and signed by the president. So we're not, doing this yet. But also like Arizona and Hawaii don't do daylight saving time already.
Right.
So they would just stay on standard time. So then they would just be always off from everyone else instead of being off part of the time. So I don't know. I feel like maybe instead of permanent daylight saving time, it should be permanent standard time.
Yeah, I would think that too. And also I heard on a podcast that the law would allow states to not do this, but they would have to pick a time. So they could decide that they were going to be standard time all the time instead of daylight savings time all the time. But then if your neighboring state is on a different time, you could drive up the coast, and have like 5 different, you would increase the number of time zones exponentially.
Yes.
Because everybody would be picking their own. If you work in a state, when I was in Kansas City, you cross the state line by making a left turn. But, if it's an hour earlier on the other side of the street, it's just it could be really ridiculous. And first off, the first thing I thought of when I heard this is, well, what about that hour we lost? Do we ever get that hour back? I want the hour back. That's the thing. You always say to yourself, well, I'm losing an hour now, but just think in the fall, I'm going to get an extra hour. Yeah. Right. And now they're just going to say, no, we're not going to do that anymore. It's like, well, somebody owes me an hour. I want my hour. I want that hour of my life. But
I just think if there should just be one, whether it's standard or daylight, but it should be one and it should be for the entire country.
Yeah.
No exceptions. Nobody being like, oh, well, we're only going to do that. That just sort of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
Right.
Are people really that bugged by the switching back and forth? It's only twice a year.
Like, what's the big reason for it? Is there an underlying economic reason?
Well, there was at one time.
Right. To give people more daylight hours. So that they use less fuel or something.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah.
So,
and also,
if you do have permanent daylight saving time, then I guess in the winter, it doesn't get light until like 9 in the morning. Right. So that's a problem.
Right.
So,
kids at the school bus in the dark.
Yeah. I don't know though. I mean, it's where I live. In the winter, it gets dark at like 4 p.m. That's, that's still kind of problematic,
Yeah.
So either, no matter what, you're going to have some kind of stuff like that going on.
Yeah. Apparently they tried something like this in the 70s. I was alive in the 70s. I don't remember it. Yeah. It must have didn't make an impression on me, but they tried it and it had exactly the problems we've just been talking about. And so they untried it, but it's been enough time has gone by that everybody's forgotten.
It's like, wait a minute, why aren't we doing this?
Right.
I mean, it was like almost unanimous, if not unanimous in the Senate, which that's something that certainly never happens on
there
any
must be
other
a lot
topic.
of votes in it on both sides, but I don't know. I mean, everybody's up in arms about it twice a year, and then in between, nobody cares. So just suck it up.
I don't know. It just kind of, for me, it just kind of signals a change in the seasons. Like for me, I'm okay with it. I don't, my kids never really suffered greatly from it.
Do they do it in Canada?
Yeah, we're in the same time zones. Okay. And although I think, who doesn't change? I don't think Saskatchewan changes.
So there's like one outlying
those rogues
province that decides to be different.
I feel like they don't.
They're the Arizona of Canada.
Yeah, totally. But so, it always kind of signaled to me as like, I don't know, because in the summertime where I lived, and I wasn't even that far north, but it wouldn't get dark until like 10 p.m., which was kind of cool because, the kids could be out playing all evening and then into bed.
Tire yourself out.
Yeah, like literally they were, biking around the block until like 9:30 p.m. and then they went to bed. Right. So I always kind of look forward to that time change. Am I odd for doing I like the time change.
Yeah. It marks the season, and also I really do enjoy getting that extra hour in the fall. It's like, you give up some special food so that you can have something even bigger later on.
To look forward to.
Right.
Yeah.
I have that treat coming in the fall. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't. It doesn't seem like that big an issue to me, and I'm always surprised when people squawk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole energy saving.
Missy has an opinion.
Yes.
Missy always has an opinion.
As long as I get my breakfast on time.
Exactly.
As long as it's light or dark outside.
Exactly. As long as you're around Mom, I don't care.
Right. If it means Mom will stay home longer because it's dark or whatever.
That's right. Stay longer in bed because it's dark. Surely it's not time to get up yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. What about when you were teaching? Did you notice, like, I know like teachers talk about full moon causes havoc, and I mean, but everything does. The full moon, it's like the weather's changed. Right. It's the day before Halloween, the day after Halloween. We have there's always an excuse for the kids to be squirrely. And the only thing, I would notice is just that I would leave for work in the dark and I would get home in the dark. That was kind of, and then with the students, not really. Nothing noticeable out of the ordinary that I can recall, at least. Maybe we had one kid late, but it wasn't. So
it wasn't like, oh my gosh,
the only one who
all of a sudden.
Get out of bed.
It wasn't a big,
something you dread.
It didn't impact. Yeah, there were other things that I dreaded. Okay, they were far more dreadful.
See, it provides a good excuse for people who wouldn't have been able to get out of bed anyway to say, "Oh, it's because this darn time change."
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, totally. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not something I have an opinion about either way. I'm fine with it, and I'm fine without it. Whatever's best for others.
Whatever the U.S. Senate decides.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. The thing that most hangs me up about losing an hour every year is when I am scheduling our thousands of tweets about the podcast that you all enjoy so much, I'm sure. And I schedule one for 2 a.m. and it keeps coming up as an error. And then I realize, oh, there is no 2 a.m. I have to change it to 1:55 after swearing to Hootsuite many, many times. Why are you telling me? I scheduled it right, but I did not. So that's messing me up a little bit. But if I can just remember to time it for 1:55, it's all good.
Right.
Yeah.
Every year I forget, and then the light bulb goes on.
My car gets very confused, especially when the clock in my car and then the GPS, timed, you'll reach your destination, cannot agree. They are always fighting. And especially if I cross a time zone or if it's daylight saving, just too much for their little brains to handle. And, I fairly often drive from Central Time to Eastern Time. And I always have to be doing math in my head to determine what time I'm really going to get there.
Look how much you're stimulating your brain. That's
yes, exactly. That's
you have to. Then there's the lag of time while somebody figures out how you change the time in the car.
Yes,
on the the dashboard. And the last time I think my son did it, he accidentally put it in military times. You're having to figure that out. Oh dear.
Yeah, that just throws me for a loop. I can't even comprehend.
I don't know
that.
why my car even had military time, but I suppose, I don't know. There's some people who live by that, I guess, and would like their car to show that.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if we didn't have phones that changed automatically,
how spoiled are we now?
We would be stuck
by the number of items that just update automatically. I think you used to have to adjust the computer even way back when. But now everything just updates.
Yeah. The car you still have to do, the microwave.
The oven.
Oh,
well, the children. But anyway, so listeners, if you have strong opinions about this, really, there's nothing else. There's nothing else going in your life that this is what you're mad at. But still, if you do, let us know on Twitter or Facebook, or just scream, into the ether and we'll hear it. But that will be it for today's round 1. Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment themed round 2 and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Chat.